Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you say, come again. If you cannot stay down, then you do not have to pretend like there is no...
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Simply Kee Samone. If you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back. Here on my channel, I talk all things mindset, growth, and lifestyle, and today we are diving into another one of my mindset chit chat videos. As y'all know, I've been loving doing these because as I'm growing and evolving, I want to share the journey with y'all. I want to share everything with y'all, and I really appreciate just all of the feedback that I have gotten thus far, and I'm really, really happy that I am able to be helping you all out as well. But today we are diving into why the healing journey is so hard and things that you should know prior to your journey, or if you've already started your journey, just some things to be aware of and be mindful of, because as we all know, or as you may not know, the healing journey is a long one. It is a treacherous one, and I feel like that's why a lot of people, stray away from it or just quit altogether. Okay, well, if you feel like that this topic resonates with you and you feel like that you are in the space where you would like to know the things that you should be aware of and why the healing journey is so hard, then before we start, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and also do not forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video, and also do not forget to slide on over to Instagram and follow me there at _Kee Samone. But yes, we're just gonna go ahead and dive in, so go ahead and get your water, wine, or kombucha, and let's just get into today's video. Alrighty, beautiful people, so welcome back again for another one of my mindset chit chat videos. And like I said in the intro, we are going to be diving into why the healing journey is so hard and just things that you need to be aware of, be mindful of as you're starting your journey, if you're already in your journey or along in your journey. Things that you should keep in mind so that you are less inclined to give up, you're less inclined to stop, you're less inclined to stop all the progress that you're making, or just not starting altogether. I don't want to drag it out. Y'all know I could talk all day. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. The first reason why I feel like the healing journey is pretty difficult, pretty hard, is because healing requires change, and change inherently is a difficult thing. With anything, that could be a change in career, a change of location of where you live, a change of adding a family member, a change of losing a family member, a change of, losing a friend, or a change of starting a new diet. Change, no matter what it is really hard. And when the change is about ourselves, our personal development, our traumas, things that we've been through, it is that much harder. So I feel like that is why a lot of people shy away from it, because not a lot of people are comfortable with change. Healing involves a lot of personal growth and just diving into a lot of things about yourself that are pretty uncomfortable. And I feel that a lot of people stray away from it because this requires you to venture outside of your normal daily habits. This requires you to release control of the things that you normally had control of and venture out into uncharted territories. And that can be very scary. So it's really, really understandable on why change can be difficult, especially in this capacity. Reason number 2, facing painful emotions and memories. Now, this is one of those things that I did not personally take into account. It's like I knew once I started, going to therapy, and once I started doing a lot of shadow work, that I was going to be going through a lot of these emotions and just the past memories and experiences, but you really start to feel them again. Like sometimes once you're diving into all of these things, it feels like that you're going through the experience again. And I know that a lot of people like to, put really, really bad experiences or traumatic experiences into the back of their mind. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to feel it, because why would you? It was a very traumatic time. It was an emotional time. And a lot of those memories we just want to forget. But the reality is the body keeps the score of everything that happens to us. So no matter if you are putting it off now or if you're putting it off later, those things are still going to come up. You're still going to find yourself being triggered. You're still going to find yourself having these memories. You're still going to find yourself having anxiety. You're still going to find yourself running into these different periods and bouts of depression. So you really just have to go through it to heal from it. And so I feel as though once we come to grips in terms with we are going to have to go with these uncomfortable emotions and these uncomfortable memories, that we are able to accept the fact that it's just something that needs to happen. This can be very unsettling for some people, and I know that once you get into that uncomfortable, unsettled mind state, it's easier to, turn back and shut down and say, no, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not prepared to do this. But just know that in any capacity or at any point in time in your life that you do have the strength to get past this. So just know, if this is something that you are experiencing and it seems scary and it seems unsettling, just know that it does get better. You're going to get past it, and it takes time. It honestly takes time. Reason number 3, loss of identity. Now, I know this sounds super extreme, loss of identity, but think about it. If you've been living in emotional distress, if you've been living in trauma, if you've been living in chaos, this becomes part of your identity. This becomes the norm to you. Once we've lived in pain, trauma, chaos, toxicity, once we've lived in that for so long, it does become a part of our identity, and it does become a part of our daily life, and it feels uncomfortable. It feels like that you're losing a piece of yourself, and even though these are not things that we want or things that we would ideally claim for ourselves, unfortunately, living in something for so long, being a part of something for so long, entertaining something for so long, it really truly does become a part of us. And once we start to lose that, we feel like that we've lost a sense of self. But really what it is we don't know ourselves. We don't know ourselves outside of the pain, outside of the chaos, outside of the trauma. So it's normal to feel uncomfortable and unsettled in feeling like you've lost part of your identity, or feeling like that you're not quite yourself anymore. And let's face it, who wants to feel like that they're not their self? Who wants to feel this uncomfortable, unsettled feeling? But this is how you know that you are making progress. Sometimes we honestly do not know ourselves. We don't know what we like. We don't know what we need until we take the step to go through that. And I feel like once you do unleash that, you are going to start to feel like you are actually becoming yourself. You have to learn yourself again. You have to learn what you like. You have to learn what you dislike. You have to learn what you even want out of life. So even though it feels like that we have lost ourselves, we really are leaving behind the hurt part of ourselves, the injured part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that we truly feel like is keeping us stuck in life. Reason number 4 why the healing journey is so very hard is isolation. Now, I know that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with being in isolation. They're uncomfortable with their own company. They're uncomfortable with not always having people in their space. And one of the things that I've learned through my healing journey, and also something else that I've really learned as I've, gotten closer to God and been developing this relationship, is that we tend to get put into isolation whenever we are about to have a big change. Whenever we are about to make a big change, it seems like nobody really understands you. So you may have family around you, friends around you, even your spouse sometimes. When you're going through this personal growth journey of this personal healing, you tend to feel like you're misunderstood, and it makes you feel alone. Even with a really, really great support system around you, we tend to feel alone because sometimes the depth in which we're going through, or the depth of our journey in which we're going through, a lot of people are not going to be able to understand, because they can only understand from the lens of their personal life, and your experiences are not always necessarily the same as those who love you or those who are around you. So it feels like you are alone. And one thing that I want to tell you is to not run away from that aloneness. Don't run away from that feeling of isolation, because it's not going to last forever. And one thing that I truly believe in is really embracing your alone time, really embracing the quietness of your own mind, and being able to enjoy your own company, being able to entertain yourself, being able to decipher all of the noise in the world from your own personal thoughts. What is it that you truly want? What is it that you truly like? And if you are scared of being alone, if you're scared of isolation in those moments, you won't be able to get over that hump, get over that hurdle. Well, reason number 5 of why the healing journey is so hard is external pressures. Now, I can only speak for, myself because I am a Black woman, but I feel like in most communities or families of people of color, Black people, or, just any minority, any person of color, majority of our family members, or, just the years and the generations, we get pushed super, super hard. And that is because people of color tend to have to work harder. So if you find yourself, venting to your friends, venting to your family, especially, you might feel the pressure to suck it up, stay strong, to, not be as vulnerable. From birth, we are instilled with the thought of staying strong, not always being vulnerable, not showing our vulnerability because it presents a sign of weakness, and that we have to continue to work hard and push through all of these things. But at some point in time in life, you're going to push yourself over the edge. If you don't ever, take a step back and acknowledge the things that are hurting you, or, acknowledge for a moment that I do need to be soft, acknowledge for a moment that, I can't continue to be strong with no foundation, or I can't continue to succeed and grow in life if I'm constantly pouring out from an empty cup, because all I've been taught is to be strong and just push through no matter what. We feel ashamed sometimes. We feel that we will be judged if we don't appear strong, or if we don't appear to have all of our things together. And that in turn could cause us to give up, or to not even start. If we had to admit the fact that we weren't okay, and admit the fact that we did need help, or there are things that we want to heal from, then we would be admitting a side of weakness. And from external pressures, we again are told, you are going to be okay. You're going to push through it. I push through it. So you got this. And I want you to really, really take a moment to think about how you feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about how you feel about not allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel, to go through the things that you need to go through. Are you going to be able to continue to perform like this? Are you going to be able to continue to go through everyday life feeling like you are avoiding this big, heavy weight on your shoulders? Of course we want our community, of course we want our people around us to accept the things that we're doing, but sometimes even when people don't understand and they're trying to talk you out of doing something that is good for you, you're either going to fold or you're going to move forward with what's best for you. And right now I want to tell you, succumbing to those outside pressures, it's not going to do you any good, because at the end of the day, you're the one who is living your life. You're the one who has to experience all of these things. You're the one who has to go home at the end of the night and have all of these things rest on you. So if you truly feel like there is something that you need, please go for it. Do not let the external pressures stop you or deter you from going on this healing journey. Reason number 6, navigating complex emotions. Now, this is one of the things that really started to blow my mind when I started therapy, because it's like sometimes you feel like you don't even understand why you feel certain ways. Sometimes you feel like emotions are overwhelming, because let's face it, emotions are not just simple. Like, it's not just, oh, I feel good, or oh, I feel bad. There's so many different things in between, and having to be able to dissect anger, having to be able to dissect grief, having to be able to dissect sadness versus dissecting joy, or dissecting happiness. Those things are super complex. They're really hard. There are a lot of people that don't want to deal with these emotions. There are a lot of people that don't care to know why they feel a certain way. They don't care to work through that, because it is hard work. It's very complex. And sometimes we can even find ourselves not knowing why we feel certain things. So that makes it 10 times as harder to go through. Have you ever been in a relationship and you wanted to have a conversation, or have you ever been in a relationship or had a friend or a family member and you really wanted to talk to them about something, but they always seem to shut down when feelings come involved? Like, they always seem to shut down whenever you start talking about the emotional things. That's because emotions are so complex that some people are just willing to not deal with them at all. And that results in building up trauma, building up hurt, and continuing to just harden all of those things that need to be healed and released. Once you realize that it takes a lot of patience with yourself, and it takes a lot of grace, and it takes a lot of mindfulness to be able to dissect and understand these emotions, you are going to be able to prevail in your self-healing journey. Reason number 7, why the healing journey is very difficult. This is something that is more so external, and it is the cost. Whether it be therapy, whether it be retreats, whether it be different types of memberships, sometimes it does cost to get the help you need. Maybe it might even be medications. All of these things cost money, and let's be honest, we are in an entire depression right now. We are in the middle of the highest point of inflation that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm pretty sure that, my family members that are older than me, generations past us, they haven't even experienced this type of inflation. So it does make sense as to why someone wouldn't want to invest or feel like that they can't invest. Sometimes, you have to take the free route, and that's okay. There are different programs that you really have to take the time to research and seek out and figure out what avenue is going to be best for you. With inflation and life being extremely expensive right now, it is very understandable to not want to invest in yourself in this way. The same way we invest in vacations, the same way that we invest in clothing and, all of the material things that we want in life. It's easy to put that to the side because it seems like that it's not a necessary cost. And, someone could easily blame that on the reason on why they don't want to dive into a healing journey. But in all reality, there are resources and things that you can tap into for it to be less expensive. Try exploring the benefits of your job, or try exploring more cost-effective ways online. Or you could be doing things for free. You could do things that are low cost, like self-help books, or listening to podcasts, or YouTube videos such as this one yourself. But I feel like that cost is a large portion of why people stray away from therapy altogether. And even though being on a self-healing journey or being on a healing journey, just period, you don't necessarily have to go to therapy, but if that is something that you want to invest in, you can make a way to do it. You do not have to pay 100% out of pocket. Utilize your insurance, utilize your employment benefits, utilize the free services that you have in the city or the town near you. You can also go online, be on YouTube, like I said, and, just really figure out something that works for you. But if cost is your bottom line, do not let that stop you from starting your healing journey or continuing your healing journey. Reason number 8, setbacks and relapses. Earlier, I mentioned that once you have been living a certain way for a certain amount of time, or maybe this has been your entire life, you're very used to something. It's kind of like somebody who smokes cigarettes and they want to stop smoking. It's something you're addicted to. It's a habit. And just like your healing journey, there are things that you're going to do to relapse. When you're in the process of quitting something or stopping something or healing something that is not good for you, it is normal to fall back into those ways. There is a term called neuroplasticity, which means that in our minds, we are acting in a certain way for a long period of time. That is something that becomes muscle memory for us, and, muscle memory of the brain. So naturally, when you are challenging these things and when you are growing, your mind is going to try to revert back to, what's normal, what feels the most comfortable. And that's why I feel like we may fall into those setbacks, but you shouldn't let that stop you. Know that this is normal. Know that this is something that you can get back on track from. You may have a little setback, you may have a little episode, but just know that you are able to turn yourself around. Give yourself maybe 24, 48 hours to feel those feelings, to be in that setback, but just know that it's not forever. Don't allow yourself to stay there for too long, because it is going to keep you from continuing. But know that this is normal. Know that your mind, it takes time to train your mind to think differently. It takes time to train your body to react differently. It takes time to do anything. And And that leads me into my ninth reason, which is commitment and effort. And I feel like once we do have those setbacks and just starting to train your mind and your body to do different things, you have to put in a lot of work, effort, and be consistent in the journey. And I feel like a lot of people, it's easy to just give up because we feel like that we don't have the time. We feel like that we don't have the patience. We feel like that we don't necessarily see light at the end of the tunnel. But healing requires consistent effort over a long period of time, and you have to continue even when it feels like that your efforts are in vain. Even when you visibly or physically cannot see a difference, just know that every single day that you are making progress, and you have to be committed and consistent to making this progress in your life for this process to work. Like I said before, this process is something that definitely takes time. And that is why my 10th and final reason for why this process is so difficult is because it does take time. Living in the year 2023, with, you know, everything being quick, everybody wants their money quick, everybody wants changes quick, everybody wants instant gratification. And with social media and with our phones and with just technology, we have so many things at our fingertips when we want it. But when you're on a healing journey, you cannot dictate how long it's going to take. Everyone's journey is very, very much so unique. Everybody has been through different things, and everybody also has just a different level of willpower when it comes to your healing journey. So you may see somebody be on a healing journey for a year, and here you are a year and a half in, and you're ready to give up because you're like, I feel like I'm stuck in this cycle. We have to know that the healing journey is not linear, and that it doesn't look the same for everybody. It is going to take more time for you than it does for someone else. And coming from somebody who has been in therapy for over 3 years, consistently at times and non-consistently at times, I could be the first person to tell you, baby, it takes time. Think about your life. I'm going to be 30 this month. So when I think about how many years, like when you put it into perspective and just look at how long certain situations that you were in, or just certain things that you've dealt with, or certain things that you've carried around with, look how long that was. So when you look at your healing journey, you know, the time really shouldn't matter, or the time should make sense as to why it takes so long to heal and get through a lot of things. Because look at how long you've been living with this thing. Look at how long you've been living with all of this stuff, all of this baggage, just all of this heaviness on you. It's going to take time. Naturally, you are just going to have to accept the fact that it's not like I just take this happy pill and I'm done, or I just fill out this journal and I'm done, or I go to a couple of therapy sessions and I'm done. No, sometimes when we don't know, or we can't see the light at the end of a tunnel, and this doesn't just have to be a part of our healing journey. This could be a part of any journey, whether we're in college to get a degree, or whether we're just in whatever process, whether we just started going to the gym and we haven't seen any progress, like we don't see the six-pack forming and we don't feel like that we're, you know, getting to where we need to be as fast as we want to, we normally quit. And if you have that mindset, not only in your healing journey, but how do you expect to get ahead or move forward or elevate in any area in your life? Because everything takes time, especially the healing journey. One thing that I want to remind you of is to just not get discouraged. Know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Your journey is going to look different than somebody else's journey. Your trauma, your history, your past, all of these things look completely different. Everyone is on their own timeline. Everyone is on their own self-healing journey, growth journey, all of these things. But just remember to not get discouraged. Do not let that stop you from keeping going and progressing, because you are making progress. Little do you know, you are making progress. You are better than who you were a year ago. You are better than who you were a day ago. Just keep this in mind and just keep yourself motivated. Okay, beautiful people. So that wraps up the 10 things that I really feel like makes the healing journey hard. But one thing that I want to wrap the message up with, or wrap the video up with, is to whom much is given, much is required. And everything worth having in life is worth fighting for, worth working for. And there is nothing that comes easy in this life that is worth holding on to. So when you want to hold on to, you know, the healed version of yourself, when you want to hold on to your cup being full, just know that this takes work, this takes effort, and everyone is on a different timeline. Everyone is on a different journey. Remember that the things that you are experiencing are temporary, but just know that once you get to the other side of all of those things, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to look back and be happy that you persevered, because not everybody perseveres, and not everybody gets the closure that they need. Not everybody gets the healing that they need. Not everybody gets to that point in their journey. If you feel like you've been called to heal, if you feel called to make change in your life, just know that that is for a reason. If you feel the tug, God is putting it on you. God is putting it on your heart and your soul that He wants you to be better. The universe wants the best for you. God wants the best for you, and you should want the best for you. So that right there should be enough to keep you on the right track. Going on this journey is an opportunity for personal growth, for healing, for understanding, for mindfulness, and just learning yourself, being able to show up authentically as you and not as the wounded you, or not as the wounded child, or not as, you know, the battered woman or the battered man, or, you know, the hurt woman or the hurt man, or the bitter woman or the bitter man. You are able to show up as a better version of yourself. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to share it with someone who may need it. If you enjoyed it yourself, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And also, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And also, do not forget to slide on over to Instagram, girl. Be sure to follow me at _Kee Samone, and the same on TikTok. And yes, I will just see you all for my next video.
I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't